Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show's 25-year-old Florida man. Joshua Doolin is one that you're probably going to remember, not necessarily for his actions at the Capitol, but because his family members and co-defendants are on the run. And in the days leading up to the Capitol attack, Doolin talked about taking a weapon with him to D.C. Doolin texted his father and said, quote, "I guess I'm going to go bring your AR." Well, instead of being the voice of reason, his dad advised, quote, "Put it in a case for travel. If y'all join up with a group like the Proud Boys, y'all might be able to open carry." Yeah, I don't know why you would be able to open carry in DC that has very strict gun laws if you're walking with the Proud Bigots, but whatever. Then his dad asked him if he had ammo. And Doolin replied that he did not, but his cousin Johnny would have, quote, mags. Well, Doolin was referring to his cousin, Jonathan Pollock, who has been a fugitive since mid-2021. He disappeared 2 years ago, has still not been found. The FBI, you guys might remember, they are offering a $30,000 reward for his capture. Because he's accused of violently attacking multiple police officers on January 6th. As for Doolin, he ended up traveling to D.C. without a weapon, but he planned to go to the Capitol even before Trump spoke at the Ellipse. Doolin messaged a friend and said, quote, "We are just waiting on the word to go to the Capitol," and, quote, "Trump should be coming any minute, then to the Capitol." So when Doolin's friend warned him, "Hey, don't get killed on your birthday," Doolin replied, quote, "I wouldn't mind dying with my family storming the Capitol on my birthday." Yeah, for a lie, for a man who wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. About 2 hours after that, Doolin and his family members made their way to the Capitol grounds, and he was filming and he was narrating as they were approaching. And Doolin was heard saying, quote, "A lot of fences and a lot of barricades," and, quote, "hasn't done very good so far." As they got closer, Doolin said, quote, "Sounds like the cops are shooting rubber bullets and macing people." So yeah, knew they were not allowed to be there, knew they were not welcome. Nevertheless, he and his family members made their way onto the Capitol grounds. He was standing by and he was watching as his cousins and others were physically attacking the police. Doolin was also recording some of the events around him, including video of his cousin, Olivia Pollock. This is Jonathan's sister. Also his other cousin, I believe it is, Joseph Hutchinson. It could be just a friend. I don't honestly remember for sure. But those two were physically struggling with the officers. So after being hit with pepper spray by the police, Doolin filmed himself saying, quote, "Where were you on January 6th? We're trying to take the Capitol." So Doolin pressed forward. He repeatedly positioned himself at the front of the police lines, and he continued to film himself and others. And in one video, he celebrated the crowd overtaking another police line, and he yelled, quote, "Now it's ours, and we're taking our Capitol back. We're taking our Capitol back, baby." Baby, baby, white lines. Anyway, and he recorded himself yelling other similar statements about taking America back, how it was a revolution. Sometime later, Doolin was seen carrying a stolen riot shield. He used that shield later to press against the police, or I should say, press against others who were pressing against the police that were guarding the Lower West Terrace tunnel. According to the prosecutors, and video evidence, he used the shield to push against the backs of other members of the mob in front of him. So he was lending his weight and his force to help them apply pressure to the police. A while later, Doolin and the others were forced out of the tunnel. And Doolin left the Capitol grounds a while later, nearly an hour later, I think it was, with the shield. In fact, he took it back to Florida with him, and then he and his co-defendants all signed it. Yeah. Following his arrest, Doolin told the FBI agents that he didn't think he was trespassing that day because he said the Capitol is, quote, American people's building. And he also said Trump said we could be there. Doolin also lied. He claimed that he never witnessed or took part in any violence on January 6th. And Doolin said, quote, everybody that I was around was pretty mild-mannered, other than when we were it was the point of let's take, when we were going to take the Capitol. But everybody was still mild-mannered about it. Yeah. If you've seen the videos of his cousin Jonathan, you know that that is 100% false. He also used an app to try to conceal his photos and his videos from January 6th. And when the agents asked him, hey, do you have any photos or videos left on your phone? Doolin said, I don't think so. So when the FBI examined his phone, they found someone tried to delete all of the photos and all of the videos from that app on the day of his arrest. Not saying it was him, but it was his phone. So Doolin was arrested on June 30th of 2021. And in a superseding indictment, he was charged with 2 counts of theft, civil disorder, entering restricted grounds, and disorderly conduct on restricted grounds. Doolin and his co-defendants refused a plea deal. They opted for a bench trial. And right before the trial was about to begin, you might recall, I did an update about this, Doolin's cousin, Olivia Pollack, and also his other co-defendant, Joseph Hutchinson, removed their ankle bracelets and they fled. They took off. At Doolin's trial and during his testimony, he directly contradicted his own video evidence. He claimed he didn't see any barricades or signs as he approached the Capitol. Like I said, you could hear him in the video mentioning those things. He also gave other dubious testimony. He claimed that he didn't really know what he meant when he repeatedly said, we're taking the Capitol back. And he tried to sell the idea that he only considered taking an assault rifle to the Capitol because he was planning to maybe go shooting or hunting with his father. This one's my favorite, though. This is one thing that he told the jury. He said he only went into the Lower West Terrace tunnel because he heard that there was a little girl somewhere in the Capitol who was injured. These people are such heroes, aren't they? Anyway, in March of 2023, Doolin was convicted on all counts with the exception of one of the theft counts. He was convicted of one, exonerated on the other, and then all other charges he was convicted. Based on the felony conviction of civil disorder, Doolin was facing up to 5 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. The government, however, requested a sentence of only 30 months in prison, 3 years of probation, $2,256.65 in restitution, and a $4,052 fine. The fine represents the amount of money that he's raised through donations on Give, Send, Go. Doolin has no criminal history, though, so that's why they went a little bit lighter. However, the prosecutor said, as a now former EMT, like when he was at the Capitol, when he did all this, he was an emergency medical technician. They said, quote, he should have been acutely aware of the gravity of the riot that was unfolding at the Capitol and the stress and danger that he and other rioters were causing for the police that day. U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols presided over Doolin's case, and there aren't any details about what may have been said at the sentencing hearing, but the judge sentenced Doolin to 18 months in prison and 3 years of probation. So no fine, no restitution, very weak sentence from this Trump-appointed judge as far as I'm concerned, but better than most what we've seen. And I have to give it to Doolin. I will give him credit for one thing. Unlike his cowardly cousins who took off and who are still on the run, Doolin at least showed up and he faced the consequences, right? Because nothing says patriot, nothing says proud American more than running and hiding after you supposedly were standing up for the Constitution. So, anyway, when they find them, they will face far greater consequences. They are almost guaranteed to spend years and years behind bars because they ran. So, they will deserve it. All right, guys, if I hear any more, I will let you know. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.